Hey vinyl friends and vinyl community, it's Brian from Brian's Vinyl Records, and it is time for my June 2023 vinyl haul. So if you're wondering why it's so late this month, just know that I had eye surgery last month and my eyes have been very sensitive to light, and so it's hard to sit in front of a camera with any kind of light shining on me. So it took a little while, but I feel comfortable now. I should be able to get through this. Uh, Interesting note this month, not a single Japanese press was purchased in the month of June. Uh, doesn't matter, still some really cool stuff. Let me show you what we got. We'll start with some new releases that came out. First up, Kelsey Ballerini, Subject to Change. This is her most recent full LP, and it was released last year, but the vinyl finally was put out this last month. Yellow vinyl, Kelsey Ballerini, phenomenal songwriter, country music, just really good stuff. Super excited about that one. Next up, the brand new album from Jenny Lewis. I've been a huge fan of hers. I just kind of stumbled into her one day. I think I saw one of her albums that was available on the Amazon warehouse, and I picked it up and just absolutely loved it, and just started going down the rabbit hole of her catalog, and she's just phenomenal. So this is called Joy All. It's got a really good eclectic mix of stuff. Pop music, country music, folk music, just all sorts of good stuff. She's just absolutely fantastic. This is a great album. Gatefold again, and this one came on a green indie vinyl. Super good. Jenny Lewis, Joy All. This is one I saw it announced and I knew I was going to get it right away. Picked it up from my local record store and super pumped about it. This is Extreme 6. So Extreme, the 90s rock hair band, kind of clumped in that genre. More Than Words, their biggest hit. This is their first album, and I believe it's 12 years or something like that. But really cool. Yeah, everybody knows Gary Sharon left Extreme to go try his luck at Van Halen as their third lead singer. Didn't go so well. Went back to Extreme. Then they kind of went on hiatus for a long time, and finally got back together and put out this album. This is really a phenomenal rock album. Just great stuff. Nuno Betancourt just kills on guitar. Red vinyl on this one as well. Just awesome. Super good stuff. Next up, one I was really looking forward to. This is probably my favorite songwriter. Just absolutely awesome. We're talking about Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit. Weather Vanes album, brand new from them. What a great album this is. I'm a huge fan of Jason Isbell and his songwriting and everything else, and man, he doesn't disappoint. This album is awesome. Comes on a natural color vinyl for the indie exclusive here, and just awesome. Just awesome. If you don't know Jason Isbell, please take some time to go check him out. Check out his Southeastern album. I think that's probably his best and most widely well-known album, and then just dig into his catalog because it is phenomenal. In the same vein, Jason Isbell got back together with two of his former bandmates in the Drive-By Truckers, and they re-released this album as the definitive version, added 3 tracks to the album, did a little bit of vocal and guitar work on it to make it sound the way that they wanted it to in the originals. And I'm talking about the Dirty South album. This is called the Complete Dirty South. Comes in this nice little box set. Then of course you get the album with its original artwork here, spread out on multiple discs, and then you also get a nice booklet that comes with it. In the booklet, they go through track by track, some never before seen photos in there, and they kind of just discuss what each track was about. This was a concept album, of course, about the South and all the problems in the South still to this day, and just really probably one of their best albums that they ever did. And this is a really cool package that they put together for this. And of course you get extra bonus tracks, the big one being TVA, in my opinion, which is a song that Jason Isbell brought to the band, and they did not put on the original album, but he has performed that song live all throughout his career. Good stuff. The Complete Dirty South by the Drive-By Truckers. Awesome packaging. You can find it. I think it was originally $60 when it came out. It's been as low as around $40, $45 out there. So take a look. All right, next up, a couple of albums that I wanted in my collection for a long time, but the price just isn't is insane, and I'm not paying it. These are two unofficial presses that actually sound really good. The first one being Badlands debut album, Jakey Lee, Ray Gillen, Eric Singer in this band, and this came out I believe in 90, 91, somewhere in there, and yeah, just a phenomenal album. The record company and them did not get along, and thus they've never reissued this, or every time they've done a reissue, they pulled it from the shelves shortly thereafter. And so it's just one of those albums that's probably never going to get repressed. And it's not an album that I needed to have in my collection, that I wanted to pay over $100 for it. So when this came available, I figured for I think I paid $40 for this one. It was worth having in my collection for that. And like I said, it does actually sound pretty darn good. The next one is one of those albums. It's brings me back to my high school, end of high school days, and I went and did a meet and greet with the band right for this album. I had the cassette tape back in the day. I had them autograph the cassette tape. It's somewhere. I have no clue where it went, but I also had them autograph their second album. But this is Firehouse 3, and this is probably my favorite of their first three albums. I played the hell out of this in my car, loved it, it was awesome. And again, only ever pressed one time, and the amount of money it goes for is crazy. There's just no chance, and it's really hard to find anyway. You'd have to be really lucky to grab it. So I picked up this unofficial on red vinyl, and again, this one sounds really good, and I'm happy to have it in my collection. I just don't foresee them reissuing it anytime soon, if at all. All right, next up, a couple soundtracks that I picked up. The first one was this Spider-Man soundtrack. Pretty good. This is Danny Elfman, Spider-Man soundtrack. This is the score. And yeah, saw this at the local Barnes & Noble and had to grab it. Black wax, comes with the poster. Really good stuff by Danny Elfman. Next up, I have Turning Red. This is the Target exclusive on the red vinyl. And this one I picked up for my youngest. He really digs this movie and was super pumped when I brought this home. Of course, he only listens to the first side, I believe, which is the music from the film. The rest of it is the score. And so he really only listens to the first side, but he was really pumped to see this. They had this on clearance, so I picked it up. It originally was like $40, and I wasn't going to pay that for the soundtrack, but I think I got it for like $10.50 or something like that on clearance. Well worth the price. And lastly, for soundtracks, the last one I picked up was another Danny Elfman soundtrack. This is Big Fish. This is a combo soundtrack and score album. Just fantastic. On this really cool green, yellow splatter-ish vinyl. Just absolutely fantastic. Probably one of my favorite movies. Just a really weird, fun movie. I love it. And I saw this and I had to grab it. It just popped right out at me. This is a Barnes & Noble exclusive version, and it sounds awesome. Okay, lastly, we'll go through some reissues and stuff that I picked up. No used vinyl last month as well. Like I said, I had eye surgery, so I didn't really make it to the record store very often. So when I did, I typically just grabbed the new stuff I wanted. I saw this at my local down the valley, picked it up. This is the Postal Service. Jenny Lewis, of course, in this band. Very kind of like, I don't know, indie rock type stuff from the late 90s, early 2000s era. This is a really good album. Yeah, it comes on this really cool blue, I don't know what you want to call that, blue with metallic silver vinyl. So, good album, and finally picked that one up. This one was recommended to me after I had picked up the Sonic Temple album. This is the Cult's Electric Peace version. So it has the album Electric, and the original concept for the album, they called it Electric Peace, which is this one here. And so grab that. Good album. I have not listened to the Electric Peace side yet, but I'm told it's kind of a fun listen. But for someone who's not as familiar with the album, I'm not sure how much different it's going to really be for me, other than different order of tracks and a different take of them. But happy to have that. This one I picked up recently as well. Cody Johnson, a country music artist. This is him doing songs that other artists wrote for him. I think he had a couple albums before this. He was making some headway and then reached out and said, I'd love to record songs that people think would be great for me. And a bunch of songwriters then sent him tracks, and this is the album that came out of it. It's really good. This is called Ain't Nothing to It. Cody Johnson, country music, very good voice, very good artist. This one finally dropped big in price, and I picked it up. This is Tyler Childers' latest album, Can I Take My Hounds to Heaven? I hate this concept on the album. It's basically 8 tracks, and he put them out in 3 different versions each. The first one is that classical countryish sound that you're expecting from Tyler Childers. The second one is this like noise. It's called joyful noise, or I don't even know which one it is, to tell you the truth. But it's loud. It's obnoxious at times, and it's just basically different music behind the same lyrics. And the last one is just some instrumental crap that is supposedly the same 8 tracks. I don't know. I hate it. I think it's stupid. They put the concept out all in one piece. If they wanted to release 3 different freaking versions of the album, then release them as 3 separate albums. Don't force me to buy all 3. I love the Hallelujah version, which is that country version. The other 2 I will never play. I think they're awful. And the price tag on this was ridiculous for 8 tracks. But it dropped enough where I was willing to pay for it just to have it in my collection, because I do think the songs are good. I just don't like the concept that they went with on that. All right, as you know, I've been part of the Vinyl Me Parton from Vinyl Me Please Club, and the June issue was Blue Smoke. This is an album I had from Music on Vinyl, but they don't let you swap out the Dolly Parton stuff for another album, so I just let it come in. It came with this bandana, Dolly Parton bandana, and it sounds phenomenal. I will tell you, I played this version and the MOV version back to back, and they are very close. This one, I think it's a slight edge, because I think Dolly's voice is a little more upfront, but they are super close. So if you have the MOV version, you don't need to go get the Vinyl Me Please version. It's already going to sound phenomenal as is. If you don't have either one, go ahead and pick this one up. They're pretty much the same price. But Blue Smoke, it's a great album by Dolly. Both of them did a Blue Smoke theme on the vinyl. And so, yeah, good stuff. And that is my June 2023 vinyl haul. Not a ton of stuff. Again, didn't make it to a lot of record stores. Didn't really spend a lot of time online. Looking at light is hard after having eye surgery. And so that's what I ended up with before the surgery, basically. A couple things came in after. But that's my vinyl haul. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of these albums. And yeah, I look forward to showing you my July haul, which is already accumulating as we speak, and next month. So thanks for watching. If you're new, hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and leave a comment below, please. Love to hear from everybody in the vinyl community. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep spinning vinyl, friends.